Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We're going to be fighting a war with France, despite the fact that... How are they above us in rank now? That's bananas. I disagree. Oh, you know what? They were probably below because they were in the middle of a rebellion. That's what happened. And they are a council republic, right? No. Yes? Parliamentary republic. Census suffrage. France... You and I, there's no reason we should be enemies. Hey, a law progressed to consideration. Wonderful. We are advancing and we are winning, which is excellent. And we have another 150 or so battalions on the way to the front. So that should, and they should get here before this battle ends. So that should be just fine. War in Asseh is ending pretty soon. Arsha's fighting Sambas for some reason. Alright. I'm just going to settle in. We got plenty of defensive troops in Japan and in Manchuria. Doing everything they need to do to defend the homeland. And the rest of our army is here. And in plenty of time. How is conscription looking in Korea? Still mostly getting underway. I think training rate is much slower in unincorporated territories. So if we compare that, so as you can see down here, these conscription centers are at are just about 8%, 8.5% employment. But if we look at our ones that are in Japan, which we started much later, they're already at 60% employment and are continuing to increase. And the French are raiding us here, but I don't consider that really a problem. This is just one thing I wish we could get going faster, but the only way we can do it is to have a movement to restrict child labor even further, or to implement compulsory primary school, really. Another rebellion is rocking Spain. And we are winning on defense as well against Geledi troops. So, hopefully we'll be able to continue to advance here. Now, I'm going to put another general into this, but for the moment, I'm not necessarily going to. Is there a place I can naval invade France that would be... Well, I'm occupying a tiny sliver of French territory over here, so that might actually be enough. How are we doing? The French are kind of winning here because we're exhausted, but we should be... Battle casualties disadvantage. Yeah, they've got a much higher kill rate than we do because of their machine guns. So even though their numbers are lower than ours, and they've also got more battalions here, baseline. Although it wasn't so at the beginning of the battle. So you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. France does have war support protection, but so does Willega. Grassroots support for the law. The political wills and desires of the lower classes will always remain an opaque matter. For whatever reason, support for commercialized agriculture has spread like wildfire across Japan, spurred on by charismatic speakers and lively debates in small-time social clubs. They're backing what now? Well, who are we to complain? But while their support was never a prerequisite for success, it sure doesn't hurt to have it either. Public enthusiasm expedites reform, 20% enactment chance, 10% industrialist attraction. Or use this common ground to calm the masses. 20% of lower stardom pops in Kanto become loyalist. Heck yes, going with that second one. Love having loyalists. Loyalists are the lifeblood of a functioning political economy. Our convoys keep getting sunk. We've got ships guarding these sea lanes, though, so I'm not really sure why that keeps happening, but it is what it is. French side and Wallega side are about the same. They're probably going to white peace. I suspect a white peace is the likely outcome of this situation. That said, no reason I can't tip the balance here. France does have some territory in Southeast Asia that I could navally invade, so let's go ahead and do that. You're patrolling the coasts. Oh, you're fighting off a French raiding fleet. That's why you can't go ahead and do that. Let's grab one of my smaller fleets. I hope... Nah, I can't, because I'll have inadequate naval support. How about you? Let's grab Mitsune. And we'll see if we can't get where we want to get. This movement is causing a lot of radicals, but I'm not going to dilute the power of the Emperor. I'm just not. This number continues to decline, and I'm not super pleased about it. But hopefully, with the commercialization of agriculture, we'll be doing a lot better with that. Because that's going to reduce the number of... Oh, we have wheat farms. Neat. What commercializing agriculture is going to do is it's going to move these from... Well, not these ones. These from privately owned to publicly traded. And that's going to increase the power of the capitalists by ensuring that there are more of them. And it's going to do the same for these livestock ranches. Because currently the livestock ranches are, I think, 50-50. Or no, they're completely owned by aristocrats. So we're going to split that profit between aristocrats and capitalists, I think. It's going to make them 50-50 aristocrats and capitalists. Oh no, they got a bunch of farmers there that are probably having ownership shares. So that's going to change. Just get rid of that. Alright. And actually, we are good to go on infrastructure in Hokkaido, finally. Which means we're getting all of the coal being produced by these coal mines, which is not as much as it could be, but I don't want to subsidize them because the workforce here is really, really small. And I just need these mines to be producing. Hey, we moved on to adoption. Excellent. We intercepted their convoy raiders once again. France is losing a lot of sea battles. Hopefully they'll continue to lose sea battles. The situation's not going super great here. If I leave 200 battalions, Mitsune was successful at invading part of France. So that does remove France's war support protection. So that's good. We'll go ahead and grab you and have you do the same thing again. And that'll get us a little bit more war exhaustion on the part of France. I don't want to conscript any more troops. The states in Japan that are supporting the war are probably fully mobilized at this point, but I don't want to put us in a position where we can't afford to continue to participate in diplomatic chicanery. I'm going to start increasing our relationship with Great Qing. You're to have a vassal state, because ultimately I don't think I'm going to end up fighting you, Great Qing. I think we're just going to continue to be Oh my gosh, they've gone to state atheism. That's incredible. Never seen that before. It's wild. Diplomatic play in Oceania as Hawaii has a proletarian revolt. Ooh, rubber's been discovered in Madagascar. That's one. Oh. There'll be a protectorate. Excellent. Wonderful. It's given us a little bit of infamy, but virtually none. Any other protectorates? I'm hungry for protectorates. Java bailed from our customs union again. I'm pretty sure they were in our customs union, but see, this makes no sense to me, but it is what it is. It's sad is what it is. Java's accepted our defensive pact. Philippines, still not interested. Banjar, still not interested. Pontianak, you're not at liberty any longer. And we are pushing our way across French Republican territory down here. Continuing to seize small bits of territory down there. Unopposed. That's very good. That's increasing our occupation of France, which will in turn help to put this war to bed. Okay. Just making sure this situation was well in hand, because I don't want to have to deal with any front chicanery over here. I'm doing front chicanery right now. I don't want to have to deal with my enemies also attempting to do front chicanery. And there's commercialized agriculture. Wonderful. And we should have a technology popping here any second now. Excellent. That's the bolt-action rifle. That is the final level of production methods for our arms industries for the primary. Still winning this naval battle. Investment pool is continuing to increase at actually quite an alarming rate. That's very good. If we could get to proportional taxation, I could make a ton more cash, but honestly, I think we're good where we are. We're still continuing to gain in funds, so I'm not going to necessarily... Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and do this. We are getting a tiny amount of war support reduction in France due to having occupied them. Pretty much not enough to be meaningful, but, you know, every little bit helps. And because we are occupying a small amount of France, they no longer have war support protection, which means that they can go below 0 war support, and Waliga cannot. So I anticipate a victory in this war. Would love to have an alliance with you, Australia. Would love to have it. If we incorporated this territory in Korea, see, that's 1,500 bureaucracy. That's 2,000. That's 1,000. So that's 45,000. That's another 1,500. So that's 6,000. That's 500. So that would be, it would be 6,500 bureaucracy to incorporate all of Korea. I could do it. But, on the other hand, Korean pops are not currently accepted in my nation. So it's currently better to have this territory as a as unincorporated territory for me for now, so that won't affect things like literacy and whatnot. I think. Hey, there we go. So this pop-up is kind of a confusing pop-up. What this means is everyone else in the war... sorry, I figured I should explain this because I have seen people not know what this means and have it be a little bit of a problem. What this pop-up means is that everyone else in the war accepts a peace settlement, and it's prompting you to go to the peace settlement to see if you accept it. Now, I'm a negotiating partner here because France wants a ton of stuff from me, but they're not getting any of it. The only thing that's happening is the French are paying war reparations to Belega. I will accept, and that will end the war. Belega. I thought we already had a defensive pact, but let's do it. Spain is a parliamentary republic once again, and our finances are doing a lot better. Wonderful. And I'm going to go ahead and invite them to a customs union. And I'll owe them an obligation. I'm comfortable with that at this point, because I would love to have you in my market. My market is thick, and I need it to be even thicker. Java will do this too. Can't improve relations with them any further. Their debt's pretty small overall, but they won't take it on unless... Do I already? I don't. I could owe them an obligation. I don't know why they keep falling out of our customs union. What else does their market need? It needs ironclads, opium, engines, furniture, iron, and glass. Ironclads, opium, engines, furniture, iron, and glass. Oh boy. I've had a serious problem. Sorry. I had my foot fall asleep, and that was almost a problem. So, ironclads, opium, iron, glass, furniture, engines, and I think they needed steel as well. Alright, so the capitalists in Great Britain are in revolt. They control all of Britain, and the revolt controls Ireland and the Empire. Or no, sorry, the government controls Ireland and the Empire. Is this something I might actually want to involve myself in? Is the British Raj still a puppet of the government? It is. I don't know if they would become a puppet of the rebels in the event of the rebels winning the war, but I think they would. So I'm going to keep an eye on this situation. Does anyone who... So the first thing is... I want to make sure I'm not fighting anyone who I can't afford to fight. Prussia seems to have gone communist. Canada too. Oh, interesting. Canada's thrown in with the government, but oh yes, because the government is communist. That's right. Austria is... You're not communist, are you? You're a universal suffrage presidential republic. So no. A lot of these communist states are siding with the government. We'll let it pass for now. Austria, I still would like to be friends with you. I don't know why you insist on being a problem for me every chance you get. You and I are natural allies. We're the only remaining powerful bourgeois states in the world. What about Ottoman Empire? Ottoman Empire, do you have a proper military? No, you do not. We're the last powerful bourgeois states in the world. What is going on over here? France is trying to grab... Oh. And just like that, they grabbed a chunk of Persia. Maybe I could grab a chunk of Persia. That'd be fun. I got some neighboring territories over there. Conquer state happening in North Africa. Goodness. No automobiles. Well, how do I... Do I even have the production methods to produce automobiles? I do not. I don't have a combustion engine yet. I understand you desire automobiles, however, I don't have them. You can import them, not profitably, though. So, it's all kind of academic at this point. Gosh, Emperor Meiji has just endured like nothing I have ever heard of before. The man is 74 and still going strong. It is 1926. So I think this is well into... Okay, I'm going to show a real ignorance of Japanese history. I continually confuse the Heisei and Taisho eras, which are the eras that are right before and after the Showa era. So I think in OTL... It's 1926 is currently... I think 1926 is currently the Showa era, and the Heisei era is already done. Because I think Meiji Yamato... sorry, I think Emperor Meiji... I'm just calling him that because it's right here. I think Emperor Meiji actually passed in like in the 19 teens. I think. And then the era after that is pretty short. And then... The Showa era begins in the 20s and extends until the 70s. So how much power projection do we have from... Yeah, look at all those renowned playwrights. Heck yes. From army. So we could definitely get more army power projection. We cannot get extra prestige for going up in government wages. We can lose prestige by going down. We've got a full treasury at this point, so I'm now, I think, comfortable with doing another military expansion. So let's go ahead and put 25 more levels in Korea. And then 35 more levels in Japan. And we'll put an additional 10 levels in the capital. And that's going to increase us by 70. You know what? We'll stack up a bunch more levels. 10 in Kansai. 10 in Shibu, 10 in Tohoku. And after that, it's going to be time for a railway expansion. So we'll go ahead and do that. Just going to build until every state is above 30. We'll do one in Kansai anyway, just for good measure. We'll do an extra one in Chubu for funsies. And then how's Korea doing? Korea is essentially doing okay for railroad infrastructure. Sakhalin is still doing bad, right? Not too bad. Not too bad. It's going. Sakhalin's being incorporated. So we're basically where we want to be with Sakhalin. And the coal mines in Hokkaido are ridiculously profitable, but they can't increase because the workforce is still not there. See, all of this available employment should be producing way more immigration from the rest of Japan. Because right now, Hokkaido is still only almost 20% Japanese, and a lot more people should be coming in here. How is the British Civil War? Looks like Canada and Prussia ended up aligning with the government, but it's not really producing much of anything. I don't think they've got any active fronts. Maybe down here. Yeah, down here they got fronts. Alright, so that is what it is. As you can see, our finances are not doing quite as excellently now that we're building, but we finished out, I think we actually just finished out all those barracks just now. So we should have additional battalions. Yep, we're up to 380 already. And that has pushed our rank up to here. I think we can swing it. I think we can swing it, friends. But I think a naval expansion is in order before we get going too wild. So let's go ahead and do that. 2 levels there, or 10 levels each there, and then we'll do 5 levels in Korea. And that's going to bring us up to 320, I believe. No, 310 levels of Navy. And then we'll do another small army expansion of just of just 5 levels in all of our main areas where we've got generally available capacity. That's going to temporarily mess up our finances, but these will be done really, really soon. And that military expansion should push us up into the first rank, and then will going to machine gunners increase power projection? It will. There's the war propaganda tech. Right now we're not increasing by that much because we're only doing the naval ones, and those take forever to get going and trained. But I think we've got the Dreadnought method spreading. So I think once we finish NCO training, we're going to loop back around and complete all the modern naval technologies, beginning with landing craft, then submarine. Then if Dreadnought's not done yet, we'll do Dreadnought in after that. Then we'll do concrete dockyards. We're going to need the convoys. Is that getting us? Oh my gosh, we're so freaking close with this. Alright. A very slight additional increase. 10 levels in Shikoku, 10 levels in Kyushu. That puts us up, and 10 levels in Shikoku. That puts us up to 50 everywhere. Everywhere in Japan, that is. And then we'll do an additional 5 levels for each state in Korea. Yes, we're almost there. Event. Against the odds. Despite not enjoying full rights under Japanese law, some wealthier Ainu people have been moving into neighborhoods and frequenting establishments that they would normally be excluded from. If we want our children to have a future, this is where we should raise them, he said. I want them to live somewhere safe. She crossed her arms. Have you seen the looks we get? When people talk about safe, they don't mean safe for us, they mean safe from us. We made some new regulations to keep the peace. This gives us extra radicals from discrimination, and radicalizes 2% of Ainu pops, or they've fairly earned their success with all it entails. This weakens and makes the petite bourgeoisie and Buddhist monks angry. You know, I don't really need any more radicals from discrimination. It's going to cause problems in Hokkaido. But I also don't want to weaken these interest groups, which kind of naturally align with it. No, you know what? It'll be fine. We'll be fine. Just let all this get done. Oh, come on. I was right there. France! France! Alright. Well, that said, I can tolerate an additional increase. So let's do it. But we'll worry about that next time. We were in position 1 for a second. We've moved back down, but we'll let the arms race continue in a bit. It is, however, January of 1927. That's been a full episode. I've had fun. I hope you've had fun. We're neck and neck for first position here. And I will see you on the other side.